Hello friends, today we are going to be solving quadratic equations. My name is Opak Mark, and I remind you, if you have not subscribed, please do so right now. Subscribe right now. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends. Today we are solving quadratic equations. Let us see this example here. Solve the following equations by the factorization method. There are many methods of solving quadratic equation, but today we are going to solve the equation using the factorization method. Here we have x squared plus 7x plus 10 equal to 0. Then part B, 2x squared minus 3x is equal to 9. Let's look at the first part of this question. Part A, that is x squared plus 7x plus 10 equal to 0. Now, good enough, this quadratic equation is already in the form bx plus c equal to 0. In this case, to solve this equation using the factorization method, we are going to get, first of all, the sum, and the sum is the a. The sum is the coefficient of x. The sum of this quadratic equation is the coefficient of x, which is 7. So that is the b, which is 7. And then the product is the coefficient of x squared and the coefficient of x naught. That is the a times the c gives you the product. So that is the a here is 1, the c is 10, which gives us 1 times 10, and that is 10. So here we have the sum and the product. So we are going to look for two numbers whose sum is 7 and the product is 10. Two numbers whose sum is 7 and the product is 10. If you get a number, for example, let me say 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is 3 plus 4 is 7, but 3 times 4 is 12, so that cannot work. So we're going to look for two numbers whose sum is 7 and the product is 10. So that can be 2 and 5. Yes, 2 and 5. 2 plus 5 is 7, and then 2 times 5 is 10. So that is good. So that means that here the sum is going to be 2 plus 7. 2 plus 5, which gives you 7. So that is 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5. Then here, if we get 2 times 5, will give you 2 times 5 will give you 10. So those are the two numbers. So we are going to rewrite our quadratic equation. We are going to rewrite our quadratic equation using 2 and 5. So where we have 7, we shall use 2. So instead of 7x, we shall have 2x plus 5x, or 5x plus 2x. Doesn't matter what you start with. You can start with 2x plus 5x, or you can start with 5x then plus 2x. Then we shall rewrite that here. So we shall have x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10 is equal to 10. Now you recognize that 2x plus 5x gives you 7x. So this equation is similar to this equation. Then after that, we are going to factorize. We're going to factorize. Now when we are going to first factorize the first two values, or the first two items. So we have this x squared and then the 2x. That's what you're going to first factorize. So here we have x squared plus 2x. Now the common factor there is x. The common factor is x. So when we factorize, we shall have x into brackets x plus 2. And then we shall also factorize this, the next two values, the next two items here, the two values. That is the 5x plus 10. Now 5x plus 10, we factorize out, the common factor is 5. The common factor is 5. So we shall have 5 into x plus 2. So we shall have x into x plus 2. And then we shall also have plus 5 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. So that's what we shall have. When you multiply this, you come back here. Because if I multiply this, is x times x is x squared. X plus 2x, times 2x. So x times 2 is 2x. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 2 is 10 is equal to 0. So this equation is the same as this. So we are not changing anything. We are just trying to factorize out here. Now, after that, then also we shall again factorize out this. Now, when all of this equation, when you factorize out this, the left-hand side, you'll see that x plus 2 is a common factor. X plus 2 and x plus 2 is a common factor. So we shall have x plus 2 into brackets x plus 5. So we shall have x plus 5 and then x plus 2 as the factorization of this. So we shall have that as x plus 5 into brackets x plus 2. When you expand this, you'll still come back here. So we have x plus 5 into brackets x plus 2 is equal to 0. So it means for these two brackets, it means that if we multiply these values in the two brackets, they must give you 0. So for this to give you 0, it means that either x plus 5 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. It is either x plus 5 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. Otherwise, you cannot have 0 except when one of the values in the product is 0. You cannot get 0 when you are multiplying two values except when one of the values is 0. So it means that this in this bracket and this in this bracket, one of it is 0. So that means that we shall say either x plus 5 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now, so let us see. We are solving this quadratic equation. So let us see, this is going to be, so if this side, this equation, you're going to have, make x the subject, so we shall have x is equal to negative 5 or x is equal to negative 2. So x is equal to negative 5 or x is equal to negative 2. So that means that the solution to this quadratic equation is x is equal to negative 5 and or x is equal to negative 2. So there are two solutions to this quadratic equation. That is either x is equal to negative 5 or x is equal to negative 2. So you have two solutions to this quadratic equation, and that is how we solve this quadratic equation. That is the solution to the quadratic equation. X is equal to 5 or x is equal to 2. Let us look at part B. 2x squared minus 3x is equal to 9. So again, when you look at this quadratic equation, it is not in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So it means that we need 0 this side. So this 9 must come this other side to leave a 0 on the right hand side. So we shall have to write 2x squared minus 3x minus 9 is equal to 0. So the 9 has come to this side, the left hand side, and it has become a negative 9. So we have written now this equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So when you look at this, the coefficient of x is negative 3. So the sum is negative 3. And the product, we get a times c, that is 2. The coefficient of x squared is 2. And then the coefficient of x naught, that is the c, is negative 9. So we shall multiply 2 times negative 9, which gives us negative 18. So the sum is negative 3. The product is negative 18. So we shall look for two numbers whose sum is negative 3 and product is negative 18. You would think of those numbers. For example, if you say 2 plus 3, 2 plus 3, that is 4. So that cannot, 2 plus 3, that is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. Let's see, if you have 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. But we need negative 3. So that means that for us to get a negative, we need to get a bigger value and then a smaller value, which will give us that negative. So we can look at a number like 9 and then 3. 9 and 3. 9 and 3. 9 and 3 is what? 9 and 3, that is 9 plus 3 gives us 12. But we have negative 3, so that is not possible. Then you would look at another number like 9 and 6. 9 and 6. If you say 9 and 6, 9 and 6, 9 minus 6 is 3. What about 6 minus 9? 6 minus 9 gives you negative 3. Yes. 6 minus 9 gives you negative 3. That is good. What about, so if I have 6 and negative 9, that gives you a sum of negative 3. What about product? Negative 9 plus, times 6. Negative 9 times 6 gives you, that gives you a big value. That is negative 9 times 6. That will give you a value of 56. Negative 56, but this is 18. Negative 18, so that's not good enough. So we can think of another number like negative 6 and 3. Negative 6 and 3. Negative 6 plus 3 gives you negative 3. Good. What about negative 6 times 3 gives you negative 18? Yeah. So that is good. That is good. That is good. Negative 18. Negative 18. So that means that the sum will be, that means that the sum will be negative 3 we shall have negative 6 plus 3. Negative 6 plus 3. So if you have negative 6 plus 3 here, so this is the same as negative 6 plus 3, or you can say 3 plus negative 6, the same. Then when we multiply, that will be negative 6 times 3. Times 3. That is negative 18. That is negative 18. That is negative 18. I think we made a mistake on the multiplication. Multiplication of a negative 9 times 6 is supposed to be 54, not 56. Sorry for that. It's supposed to be 54 and not 56. I think I had done the mental work poorly. Okay, let's continue with this. So here, this is negative 6 plus 3. This is negative 6 times 3. So we can rewrite this. We can rewrite that. So we can rewrite this quadratic equation as a 2x squared minus 6x plus 3x minus 9 equal to 10. It will give us this. Or we can have 2x squared plus 3x minus 6x minus 9 equal to 0. So let us have the former, that is 2x squared minus 6x plus 3x minus 9 is equal to 0. Now here we are going to factorize out the first two terms here. That is the 2x squared minus the 6x. The common factor is 2x. So 2x into x minus, if you divide 6x divided by 2x gives you 3. So it's going to be minus 3. So you're going to have 2x into brackets x minus 3. Then decide 3 and negative 9, 3x minus, and then negative 9, the common factor is 3. So we shall have 3 into brackets x minus 3. So is equal to 0. So we shall have 2x into x minus 3 plus 3 into brackets x minus 3 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. That is supposed to be equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Equating it to 0. So after that, we are going to again factorize out this. Factorize again this. So we have x minus 3 is common. So x minus 3 into 2x plus 3, or you can say 2x plus 3 into x minus 3. So we shall have that is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So we take this and that into a bracket, and then x minus 3 into another bracket. So for you to have a 0 when you have multiplied, remember brackets, when you have two brackets like this, it means that there is a silent multiplication here. So it means that this is the same as saying 2x plus 3, that is in bracket, times x minus 3, also in bracket. So it means that to get a 0, either 2x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So it's either 2x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now let us see. If 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, it implies that 2x is equal to negative 3. And so x is equal to negative 3 over 2. And if x minus 3 is equal to 0, it implies that x is equal to 3. So the solution to this quadratic equation is x is equal to negative 3 over 2, or x is equal to 3. So those are the solutions to the quadratic equation, that is the 2x squared minus 3x is equal to 9. That's how we solve the quadratic equation. Thank you so much for your attention. If you have a question, you can always comment. Yeah, we'll meet in the next lesson.